pluralism in our communities. We can't be relying on the people that we've elected to our government. They're not serving our interests. What we need is to replace them. We also need to have our feet in the streets, showing that there is serious community opposition to this. So our next speaker is James Wells from Power Pass Gold.
Hi, my name is James, and I moved with my family to here in Whatcom County from the town of Coalfield, Tennessee, about 6 years ago. And if that brings a picture to mind, that's the place. We came here in search of a better place for especially our daughter to grow up. The air so clean and clear, it felt like a new pair of glasses, seeing the world clearly for the first time ever. The place has been so kind to us. Wherever Katie goes, she finds friends. This is our home. And then we found out that Cole wants to come here. It's personal. We do not plan to flee a coal town again. We do not plan to leave a carbonized, roasted world for our one and only daughter. So I've been asked to talk today about one of the great courses of action available to us. One of. But before we go there, I want to acknowledge and add to some of the things that Michelle said in the first address. There was a court decision. I read about it in the paper. That court decision cannot undo 30 or 40 or 50,000 conversations that went on, collecting the signatures, the awareness that was gained, the education that was shared, the new friends that we made in that process. We and all of our friends can go forward to take the next steps. So one of those steps is the permit process. Now, this is a process that can and does result in projects like this not happening. And if anyone doubts that, then let's get together later and we'll go on a tour of the Skagit Valley nuclear power plants and go down there and what, there's no such thing? They were not permitted at a time when the nuclear industry was viewed as unstoppable. Right? We don't think that now, but that was what it was then. So consider that. So to understand how we can make a difference in the permitting process, we have to know where egregiously bad ideas like this go to die in the permitting process. And it's not a headline event. It's not the judge's ruling, oh, it was denied and then it's over. This is actually what happens. When many, many people bring up a large number of serious, well-founded concerns about the project, and then they start sorting through it, and at a certain point, the applicant realizes they will never, ever be able to provide sufficient answers to all the questions. They pick up their marbles, they cut their losses, whatever, they're done. We can do this here. So coming up is a process called scoping, and this is the process where they decide what will be considered in the permit. And so for perspective, realize if it's not in the scope, then to them, it doesn't even exist. This is the part where whatever you're concerned about, you say, hey, consider this. Now, the window of scoping is going to open up sometime this fall or winter. It will go on for 120 days, and when it starts, I guarantee you will know, right? You will be informed. And there are a lot of community volunteers ready to help you provide your thoughtful, serious comments about concerns about this project. We are not done until all of us have provided our concerns and comments into this process. So there's two ways to look at this. One of them is, you've probably heard the term impacts. A little higher. Those are the things that people are very, very concerned about. We were just hearing emissions of air pollutants emissions, global warming.
Chronic illness.
All of those things. Impacts are bad things, right? And we need to provide comments about bad things. And we've already identified more than 100. There will be several hundred, 300 or 400 or 500 distinct concerns, thousands of comments about impacts. It's really important. You need to do it. But there's a second thing. There's a second thing to consider. I want you to, I'm just going to grab a piece of paper because I got it right here. Right here. This is part of the permit application I want to draw your attention to. It's called Purpose and Need. All right, 4 pages, two sheets front and back. This is where they explain to us why we need this thing, right? They say all the benefits, all the reasons, and need is a pretty strong word. We can and we should, and it's fair game, to take on the purpose and need. Because if we accept this, hey, we're just in their box. If we just talk about impacts only, we're just complaining. The purpose and need is the heart of their case. And to that end, we can all look at the purpose and need, and it's game on. And the name of the game is, I question that. What we can do is find each of the things that are most egregiously, horribly wrong in the purpose and need and provide input on that. It might be the part of the purpose and need where they say we must sling even more megatons of stuff back and forth between here and China. It might be the part of the purpose and need that says we must allow and encourage ever larger ships going through our narrow waterways. Purpose and need, we can take it down. So I want to ask everyone, participate in this process even as you do not, of course, give up any other peaceful community options that are also in front of us. This is just one channel. As we provide our input here and other channels, it is all the same conversation about our community and our choices. So everyone, for being part of this, for making your voices heard, and for not backing down, thank you all so much.
James Wells is also a known written author of several articles in Whatcom Watch. So if you're interested in more in what he's had to say, interested in more on different positions and what you can do against the coal terminal and the coal trains here in Bellingham and Whatcom County, feel free to read his articles in Whatcom Watch.